high paying clients and high paying gigs. So yeah, sorry, I had to turn off my mic because of the noise around me. So yeah, I'm a community manager, also trying to transition into product management. What I expect from this awesome boot camp. It's quite a lot. It's quite a lot, but what I expect, I'll just summarize it in a few words. I expect increase in knowledge, definitely. Of course, it's talents up, so there'll be increase in knowledge and increase in my network. I mean, I'm seeing beautiful faces here. I'm seeing handsome faces here. I'm seeing capable people, especially people on suit like Adeya and Ju. Yes, so I'm looking to connect with more people and so many other things. So this 2 weeks boot camp, yeah, I'm sure is definitely going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to the other classes that we'll be having also. Thank you, everyone.
All right. So while Martha was talking, I switched accounts. So in case you're wondering who is speaking, that's Arim there, and I was joining with the Same's account earlier. All right. So yeah, I'm here now. Please give me a minute. I'll just like to do a setup for live streaming. Recording is up already. Please just give me a minute. But I don't know if you could just engage them for a minute or two. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Hello, everyone, once again. Okay, so I've seen your responses in the chat section. Okay, I can see Oluwadamilola, the pretty one. Charles Diovu. Okay. Are you a Nigerian, please, Charles? I can see Adeyanju Popson. Nice name, Popson. I can see Aminat Yakubu. I can see Destiny Itive. All right. Thank you. Nice to meet you all. And right now, if you have people who you know will definitely benefit from such a boot camp like this, um, okay, you're a Nigerian, beautiful. Kindly share the link, okay? I assume that most of you are in the group chat and you've seen us post the link over there. So kindly just go to the group chat and then share the link to your friends, your family members, people that have been saying, "Oh, I need to know how to learn high paying clients and high paying gigs. I'm tired of earning low." Just share the link. I mean, we're not selfish. We're good people. So everyone is welcome, okay? Everyone is welcome. So let's kindly do that for this few minutes before we start. And I hope we here have our LinkedIn account ready. Even if it's new, at least you've opened the LinkedIn account. But if you haven't, there's no problem. You will still have to open one, okay, after this class because I believe it to be part of your assignments. Let me leave that for the instructor who will explain that for you. Okay, so right now let me talk about expectations. So you're here and you're not here to waste your time. Okay, you're not here to waste your time. I want everybody to be ready to get from the knowledge of the instructor. All right, be ready with your notepads. Don't just come here to sit down and say, "Oh, let me just see what these people are here for." No, you're here to gain knowledge and gain it well. And after getting the knowledge, you practice it, you put it to work. Are we getting that? You put it to work. So be ready to apply what you've learned. It's one thing for you to attend boot camps, is one thing for you to network with people, for you to increase in your knowledge, but it's another thing for you to practice what you've learned. Okay? So be ready to do your assignments, which will be very simple, by the way. But we just want to see you put in the work. We want to see you get on different platforms to practice what you've been taught here. So I think, Arinze, if you're ready, please let me know, okay? So that I can stop talking. I want to hear from one person over here. I want to hear from Charles. Yes. Charles, are you here? Good evening. I want to hear from you. So, what do you think about what I've said so far, and what is your expectation? I would love to hear from you.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay, my name is Dave Charles. I'm a former student and also a data analyst. So I got to know about this book camp from a friend, Sunday Ikete. So basically, I think we're just discussing about my next phase in my career, which is I want to move into freelancing. And he was like, "Oh, he has this opportunity just saw around him, sent the link to it." So I went through the bootcamp curriculum and I actually like what I saw because it covers a lot of aspects that I'm actually interested in, from the LinkedIn optimization to how to get a client to finalizing everything. So yeah, that's exactly why I'm here. So for today's bootcamp, LinkedIn. Okay, so I'm actually not new to LinkedIn because I've been on the platform for like 2 years, and I have like a very good network there. Currently over 1,000 followers. So but I've not used it for the aspect of client acquisition. So I think that's one aspect that I'm hoping to get from this session. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Charles. I love that. Okay, Arinze, I'll let you take over now. Okay, thank you so much.
Uh, Good evening, everyone, once again, and welcome to the How to Get High Paying Gigs Bootcamp. This bootcamp is brought to you by Talent App. Talent App is a startup, an early stage startup. That's why you've not probably heard about us in many places. We've not exactly engaged brand marketing or product marketing. We just focus on what we know how to do best, that is help people learn skills and help them grow in their career, right? That's what we've been focusing on. But then in the coming months, you probably see a lot of us on your screen. So yeah, let's look out for that. If you are here, you're hearing about Talenta because you're part of one of our programs. We barely do a lot of brand marketing out here right now because we're still early stage. So yeah, what's Talent App? Talent App is an all-in-one platform that helps people learn skills and monetize. Interestingly, I'm leading today's session and I'm also a co-founder at Talent App. Right. If you checked out the flyers that we sent out uh, a lot of documents, right? Uh, Today's session is supposed to be led by Christian Ago, but then uh, due to logistics, he's unable to make the session today. He has a clashing call or meeting at work that he's moderating. So he's unable to be in the session today. Because of that, I'll be leading the session today on optimizing your LinkedIn profile to attract gigs. Right. So that's what the session today would be about. So right, about me, my name is Arinze Nye, and I don't know. What am I? I'm a boy. All right. So,
Please, I have a question, please.
okay, please go ahead, Clinton. Clinton, please go ahead.
Okay, you said you are a freelancer. Please, I don't know if you can update me more about freelancing, please.
Oh, that's what this entire bootcamp is about. So don't worry, just sit tight and be in all of the sessions. You're going to learn about that. That's one. Two, I didn't say I'm a freelancer. I said I'm co-founder at Talent App. I don't know if that answers your question. But yeah, learning about freelancing is like what you're going to understand it in details. Talk about the sum total of the entire bootcamp. So just ensure you are well seated and paying attention all through the sessions, starting from today down to day five. There are five different sessions in this bootcamp. All right, so yeah, my name is Arinze. I'm mostly an entrepreneur, currently building a startup. Before that one, I built another one that failed. Did not raise funding the way people do it, but then that startup actually impacted a lot of people. I think over 3,000, 5,000 people, doing training programs and stuff. Right now, I'm committed to building startups, and I think I'm going to do this for a long while. But outside being an entrepreneur, I'm a product manager. And before being a program manager, I've been many other things. I think casually I used to do data science, data analytics. So if you brought data to my table, I'll flog it long enough for it to converse and show insights using tools like Python, NumPy, stuff like that, Power BI. Um, then I write Python code as well. Used to do WordPress development, build websites for WordPress, and a couple of other stuff really. But yeah, if you want to know who I am, just think of me as a product manager and someone who's building startups, trying to solve problems. I'm using technology and entrepreneurship as tools. Right? Why is it important for me to introduce myself before the session, and also for future sessions? Why is it important generally for speakers to introduce themselves before the session? Because many times people the Bible says, God looks in their inward appearance, or man looks in the outward appearance. People actually look at the outward appearance. People are not God, so they barely look at inward. They usually always look at the outward, right? So many times now you're in this session, and instead of you to pay attention and listen, the first thing you're trying to figure out subconsciously in your mind is, who is this person and what gave him the right to be teaching me today, right? So yeah, I might not be a Lumelu, but we're working towards it. Where I've done a lot of stuff that puts me in a good position to share from experience, right? So I like you to raise up your expectations, raise up, something like that. Right? Raise your expectations. I think I can feel it. So yeah, I'm going to share my screen. Um, we're going to make this class very interactive and very practical. Make sense? If you can hear me and if we are good so far, please can you use reactions so that I'll know that I'm not alone. All right, senior saying. Who else am I seeing? Reactions is not raising my hand. All right, I can see Aditoye, I can see Ibrahim, thank you, I see Ibuka. Who else am I seeing? See Daniel. All right, who again? Zao, Taxi Bello, see Charles. All right, I think that's sufficient. Okay, that's it, guys. Are you laughing? Okay, so let's get into this class. So the entire bootcamp, the sum total of the bootcamp is supposed to teach you how to attract high-paying clients, how to attract high-paying gigs, basically. And the way we are going to achieve that is that we have broken the session into five subsections. Let me reshare the screen. I don't think I'm sharing what I'm supposed to share. Give me a minute. All right. Back. So there are five sessions. There's one on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, which is today's session. So in today's session, the expectations we're going to learn about LinkedIn and see how it's a good tool, good platform for you to leverage at the start of your journey to attracting high paying gigs. Now I want you to pay attention and see that all of the sessions are well designed and they are very incremental. Each one is like a follow up to the next one. So by the time you want to attract gigs, like people have to first see you and know who you are. And LinkedIn usually is the best place to tell who you are professionally, right? And even though you can do that on Twitter as well, sometimes on Instagram, but LinkedIn is just the best place to do that professionally. And that's how we have a session on optimizing your LinkedIn profile. So you can tell who you are. The next thing people want to know is, what can you do by what have you done before? So there's a session tomorrow that talks about building a solid portfolio website for yourself. And that's just been taken by the amazing Amarachi Weze, right? This girl does wonders in design space, freelance space. Like, you follow her on Twitter, you will be very, very impressed with her work. So please look forward to tomorrow's session so you can learn how to design your portfolio website where people that already know you want to know about your work, what you have done before. How do you show it to them? Right? The best way to show that to them is your portfolio. But after that, you want to design your structure and the systems via which are going to service all of the clients that come to you. Right? And that's why we have the third session on building productivity systems that helps you deliver five-star services. That's just going to be taken by Miracle Lusoya. She's a productivity coach, and she even has a productivity bootcamp that started yesterday, as in live class earlier today. And she will teach you how to design structures, design systems to ensure that by the time the client finally comes to you, you don't deliver nonsense service to them. Because one of the best ways to attract high paying gigs is through direct referrals and returning customers. So if you cannot service the singular client you got very well, you will not get the next one. Sorry, because they won't refer it to anybody. And that same customer will not come back again. You'll just be having a leaky bucket, right? A broken funnel. Right. So after that, we have the next session on personal branding and visibility. That session is supposed to help you learn how to do the attack. Right. That's more like marketing. So how do you brand yourself? How do you do a lot of marketing around the services that you offer? How do you put yourself in the faces of people very often? This session on LinkedIn looks like a visibility session, but it's actually not a visibility session. It has a bit of visibility in it, but it's not all of the visibility session here. That session is going to be taken by Isaac Nwachukwu. You follow him on Instagram. You see that he's the right person to take that session, right? You go check out his videos on Instagram. By the way, he's a creative designer and he does wonders in design space as well. So I think he had a session on Twitter just yesterday and had a lot of attendance. So they're in the right place, basically. And then for the fifth day, the DeFi session, at that point, now we have attracted, we have a LinkedIn profile. People saw it, they liked it. We have a portfolio of our work. People saw it, they trusted that we can do the work. We have a system that when we close the clients, we can serve them 5-star services. We have started doing our marketing, and someone has come to me and said, I'm interested in your service, right? Oh, I'm not sharing any slide. Like I shared earlier, the speaker that will speak to this session isn't available, right? So I'm standing on his behalf because I did not realize I was going to the session eventually. I did not prepare a slide, but I can assure you that by looking at my face, I'm a slide. I'm a spec. Okay, it's not slide, it's spec. I'm a spec. Sorry, I didn't realize I'm a slide, but I'm a spec. Something like that, you get. So yeah, the five session is going to now focus on sales and negotiation techniques in closing deals. So someone has come to your DM and has said, "Hey, I like what I see. Like, oh my god, I just want to start working with you already. How do we go about it?" Like, you don't know how to go about it. That's very wrong, right? So that session is going to teach you how exactly you're supposed to go about it. How do you close that sale? You already have a lead. How exactly do you close that sale? And that's going to be happening by none other than Hilary Remy. Hilary Remy has a very huge community of freelancers that he trains and mentors via Twitter and via Telegram. So if you're not in that session, you're just very wrong, right? So yeah, that's the expectation for the overall bootcamp. The way the program is going to run is that we're going to have live sessions. There are 5 live sessions, all of the ones I've told you about. Once in a while, probably going to send pre-recorded materials. Most of the sessions are also going to run Talenta, but Talenta is going undergoing some fixes. So it's not unlikely that I will have to use alternative during the session. There are going to be assignments, but then the assignments that we give out in this bootcamp, they are not your typical university assignments, right? It's not like, okay, what did you learn? Tell us what you learned. Nah, nobody's interested in whether you learned or not. If you do not learn, it's your own issue, right? You are the one to blame. What the assignments are for are basically do sessions. Basically, the things we have taught you that this is what you need to do to attract the gig. Oh yeah, do it. So we now want to do that step 1. For you to do that step 1, we make step 1 an assignment. If you understand, can you use raise hand feature or use a reaction? So for example, you're supposed to revamp your LinkedIn profile. So I want people to check your profile, they can know who you are. So we now create an assignment. Revamp your LinkedIn profile. Does it make sense? So the assignments are for you to do the things that you ought to do in order to attract the gigs that we said you can attract. Through the things I'm going to teach you during this bootcamp. All right, make sense? So it's going to be assignment on optimizing your LinkedIn profile, assignment on creating posts so it can be visible, and an assignment on actually sending out cold mails and stuff like that. Right. So there are going to be assignments during this bootcamp. If you don't do those assignments, you are very wrong. And if I catch you one-on-one, you pay us money for this bootcamp. You pay money for all the people that came to this bootcamp for free, because why did you come to the bootcamp and you did not take it seriously? You explain yourself. So yeah, something like that. So please ensure that you are ready to the assignment. There should be a certificate of completion at the end of the bootcamp, but yeah, we're going to communicate that to you when due during the course of the training. Primary means of communication is also going to be the WhatsApp. If you're just joining the WhatsApp group chat today, you joined in quite late. I realized some of you did not get emails. I didn't know on time, right? But for those of you that got emails, but you somehow skipped it, you are wrong, right? We've done some intros in the group. We started following each other on LinkedIn. Some people already added like 50 new connections on LinkedIn just because they were on the group chat, and you missed out on that. So if you are not on the group chat, please, Martha, maybe you can send them the link to the group chat here on the call that they can start now to rectify. And like Martha said earlier, see, there's something we said in our last bootcamp. Our last bootcamp was titled "How to Learn High-Paying Gigs," and then I just asked a question: how exactly do we write? Because I know there's a quote around it. So I want to ask that same question in this bootcamp. How do we rise? Can anybody share? If you know, if the quote comes to mind, you can quickly, like, maybe just unmute and say, how do we rise? Because I was always thinking of it that how much do I need to be like maybe Elon Musk? You don't be like Elon Musk and you need like maybe $250 billion, $300 billion. If I want to rise like Elon Musk, I need $350 billion. But that's like too ambitious, right? I mean that money is too big. That height tech is too high. You can fall down on the way climbing it. Let me even just okay, I want to just have normal, stable life here. Money will not be an issue anymore. So I'm like, okay, I just need like $1 million. So maybe so I can now imply and say I will rise by $1 million because if I have $1 million now, I'll just rise up. I'll be very stable. I'll be very fine. But then you now corrected me that no, you know you rise by $1 million. So that you rise by lifting others. I'm like, okay, I agree. So if you say that we rise by lifting others, can you please copy the link to the group chat or the link to this live session and share to other people in your network, or don't you want them to rise? That's really the logic around it, right? It's just like logical thinking. Adding one plus one together, and you're still 11. So please, have you shared the link to this bootcamp? If you have not, you have not shared the link, you are very wrong. Like very, very wrong. So please, can you start now to share the link? I'm going to give like 2 minutes. Copy the link, share to somebody, please. They should be here. If they're not here, they are wrong. We don't want to attract, they don't want to increase their source of income. So if you are in Nigerian, you are very, very wrong. Because the price of stuff just got double. Did they increase your salary? As the salary doubled? No. So how are you going to double your income by attracting high paying gigs? So please, oh yeah, yeah, when you are done sharing the link, can you come to the chat and say I've shared it so I will know? Because means I will not go anywhere. If I'm delivering today's lecture to help you guys to rise, I mean to lift you guys up, so I need to arise. You guys have to do the same, pass the favor across other people too. So please, can you share the link? I'm waiting. If you have shared it, can you let me know? Just maybe use reactions and send a message to chat. Nobody. Wow. Must be nice though. Okay, I see Destiny. Hmm. I see Christiana. All right. I shared. Done. Done. I like this. Done. Please, when I give you assignment, these are you should be saying done. No. Let me be marking no people that said done. If they don't on the assignment, matter, please let's note them. We'll be on their matter. Angel, Darling, Jackson, Charles, Yanichu, Destiny. If you sure for you don't submit your assignment, you will tell whether you don't want to double your income. You will tell me. All right, I see Mary Cynthia. Mary Cynthia, how are you doing today? You can unmute and tell me how you are doing. I've missed you. Do you know?
Hi, Arinze.
How are you
Good
doing?
evening.
Good evening.
I'm very fine. How have you been?
Awesome. I've been verified as well. All right. So now let's get to it. I wish I had the slides so that you following me visually. Unfortunately I do not. So what do I plan to do to replace the slide that's missing from this particular session? For other sessions, you likely have all the other speakers are going to likely have slides. We brief them and help them see reasons why we should make slides for you guys. But for today's session, we go to the notice that speaker will not be around me, so I couldn't come up with one. But yeah, I'm going to improvise, and that improvisation is going to be much more valuable for you than the slide. So yeah, optimizing your LinkedIn profile. So what better style to share than the LinkedIn platform itself, right? So yeah, this is me. Again, my name is Arinze. The session has started properly now, right? So if you are still sharing, you just maybe round that up quickly so I can be in class and focus. For those of you that did not share, we also noted you. You will just realize that when we sent out the links to the assignment, you didn't receive it. So when you now ask me that, please, where's the assignment? I didn't see it. Sorry, we didn't see you say share in the group chat as well. Ah, all right. So yeah, optimizing your LinkedIn profile. What's LinkedIn exactly, and why does it matter? Like everybody just saying LinkedIn, LinkedIn, LinkedIn. And the beautiful thing is that many people have many impressions about LinkedIn. People are like, that place, pressure. Whenever I open LinkedIn, they say, I'm happy to announce, I'm happy to announce, I'm happy to announce. What are they always announcing? You know, that kind of people are really pained when they hear about LinkedIn. It's a cringe platform. Everybody that is there just trying to be well behaved and all that. And I was like, okay, cool. Is that the reason you're not LinkedIn? What's LinkedIn? Well, LinkedIn is a social network, right? But unlike other social networks, LinkedIn is a professional social network. Please, you can feel free to take notes and intermittently send in your summaries in the chat so that other people can see it. And also when I say that, I can like be very sure and confident. Okay, this person understood what I said. She heard it or he heard it exactly the way I said it. Right. So LinkedIn is a professional social network. So it's different from other social networks. The primary purpose of LinkedIn is not for you to make new friends. No, it's for you to make new friends in a professional setting. So why is it that when you go to church or when you go to mosque, there is a way that you dress to church and there's a way that you dress to mosque? And why is that when you're with your friends at home or your family members, the kind of jokes you can make, the kind of interactions you typically have at home, and not the kind of interactions you take to church or to the mosque? Because there is a place, and that place has what it has been defined for. When you go to the office, you dress professionally to the office. There are some things that we call corporate jargons. Those are basically things, lingos that we use when we are at the workplace in order to communicate more professionally. That means whenever I go to work, by nature or by the current construct of the world, there is a way I behave myself. There is a behavior I put on whenever I go to the office. There are languages that I use whenever I get to the office because I realize I'm in a professional setting. When I go to a conference and it's time for networking, I don't see someone that is on suit. I meet someone and I say, "Hey, my guy, how far now? I like your beard, so oh, you're looking good. So how far now? Tell me about who are you?" Kind of. I don't add the line of arbitration there, where yes, the alpha arbitration, right? So you don't use that kind of interactions, right? But if you are in a club, you can just say, "Hey, you know, I like your vibe. Your vibe is giving, is giving, is giving." I was like, why is it the same you, but different manifestations in quotes, different expressions of the same person, the same human being, because of the setting, because of the platform. So at the conception of LinkedIn, it has been designed as a place for professional networking. That means when people come here, not that they don't have funny things to say, or they don't have a vibey life that they have somewhere on Instagram or somewhere else. But this is just a place that all of us together, we have agreed that we would segregate this place for professional conversations. We're going to segregate this platform for work conversations so that we can interact on the basis of work. Does it make sense? Do you understand? If you're following, I'd like to see reactions. Awesome, Afiz. Awesome, Charles. Awesome, Balogun. All right. So LinkedIn is a place of professional reaction. And the first way that they made that known is by the content of a typical LinkedIn profile. When you go to your Instagram profile, you see a gallery because you're trying to show yourself in visuals, which can be pictures or videos or reels. So I can go through your gallery and I want to see how fun your life can be. I just want to interact with you in a way that's very visual. When I go on Twitter, just something brief because here, before Twitter was like 250 characters a day about. Right? So brief conversation. So and of course I want to be very, very flexible. So I don't want you to know too much about me at work, or too much about me in church, or too much about me in the mosque, or too much about me in family. And then when Facebook was designed, was like a place to meet friends, right? So that's why you have all the information about you, like your family, when were you born, and are you in a relationship. That's the funny thing on Facebook. Single, married, or something like. Why do you say when I'm single? Do you want to shame me? Okay. I think there's someone player yesterday that there is one international singles day. So and someone now commented on the flyer and said, "Finally recognized." Awesome. So there's a day finally for those of us. Did I just say us? I don't know what I mean that number. I don't want you to realize that. All right. So, yeah, but Facebook is collecting that information. They want to know whether you are single or not. Why? Because it's a place to interact with friends, right? So, but LinkedIn is segregated. It's like separated onto professional interactions. And that's why the questions that you're supposed to fill on your LinkedIn profile are things around your professional life. LinkedIn doesn't care whether you're married or single. You want to know how many friends you are. On Facebook, you send friend requests. On LinkedIn, you send connection requests. Does it make sense? So in the world of social media, where you have Facebook successful, Instagram very successful, TikTok very successful, LinkedIn is the primary social network that has been dedicated for professional interaction. So if you have a professional life today, you ought to consider having a LinkedIn profile. That's the point of all the stories I've just said before now. Does it make sense? Do you understand? And do you agree? Okay, Charles agrees. I want to see comments too in the chat. Comments in the chat so that I'll know you're following, I'll know you're understanding. And if you're not understanding, I mean, I have many scripts I could just like iterate on the script. So I'd like to know how's it going so far. You understand? You understand what I've said? I believe you're typing. I'll just give one more minute so I can see the reaction if I go back. I understand perfectly. Thank you very much, guys. Maybe two more. It's going well. Thank you, Afid. That's well. Yes. Awesome. So LinkedIn is the word for professional interaction. If you have a professional life, you ought to create a profile on LinkedIn. That's is it for people who have started working who already have a job? No. If you plan to build your career, you ought to start building your LinkedIn profile from even when you're as far back as when you're a student. I won't expect someone that is in primary school to have a LinkedIn profile. But if you're in primary school and you're doing extraordinary stuff, why not? You can create LinkedIn profile so the world can see what you're doing, right? Right? So yeah, you want to create a LinkedIn profile. What are the things that we have on a typical LinkedIn profile? You have your cover photo. I think this was me when I spoke at Dev Fest Ibadan. I think it was last year, December. This is me in the audience, and this was me speaking. I was like, okay, I want people to know that I speak at engagements. So I put that in my cover photo. It also makes me feel like it taught me that I was once given the microphone by Dev Fest. Of course, you can consider listening to what I have to say. So it's very intentional. I'm not looking for my most handsome picture. I'm looking for my most strategic pictures because on my LinkedIn profile, I'm telling a story. I'm trying to tell what my professional journey is about and how I can be of value to you. Because you have your display picture, right? So we're going to talk about the components of the LinkedIn profile in about maybe the next 5-10 minutes. Before we get there, so you have let me just run through it. You have your activities. I think there's an about me session, but see, I have my own very brave. Usually, you should not be this brave. I'm in the future of trying to apply for the world. What I'm doing, I do more things than that. You have your experiences. You have your education history. You have certifications and licenses that you've garnered. You have your volunteering experiences, the skills that you have, recommendations that you've gotten. Some people add projects, right? But it is like a very, very quick overview of what your LinkedIn profile is made of, right? So your LinkedIn profile is telling your professional story. When someone wants to know about you professionally, the first place that they are going to go and check is LinkedIn. Whenever you're applying for a job, you barely see them saying share your Instagram profile, except maybe you are an influencer or you're taking a content marketing role and they need you to be to handle their Instagram account, then you can want to check your Instagram account, right? But generally, when we want to hire you, you don't ask for Instagram or your Facebook or your Twitter. Usually they ask for your LinkedIn profile. Not because they love LinkedIn and they want to help LinkedIn to ensure that you have a LinkedIn profile. No, but LinkedIn profile is designed to help them learn about your professional journey, and they're hiring you on professional space, right? So if you don't have a LinkedIn profile or one that is active or one that tells your story correctly, you are very wrong. Right. So the next thing is we're going to talk about the opportunities on LinkedIn, right? I've explained why you need a LinkedIn profile. So how does LinkedIn actually attract gigs? Because before we go on to learn how to fill in my LinkedIn profile in detail, I need to be convinced that I understand that LinkedIn. Even before you said it, I knew that, right? But why do I need LinkedIn for gigs? How exactly does it attract gigs? How does it attract opportunities? And are there any stories of people who have actually done this before? Or are you guys just want me to go there and try my luck? Right. So let's give that a try. Now, because of the context of LinkedIn, that context of LinkedIn has also defined the kind of conversation that happen on a typical LinkedIn feed, right? For example, right here on my feed, the first I'm seeing is from Anthony Kenneth, who happens to be a fellow of the Bridge program. It's a secret course in Nigeria for the brightest mind. You don't know what that platform is. Let me see the emoji reaction. That's really famous for like emoji reactions. All right. Uh, okay. Don't worry. So I'm going to search here. I'm going to search for who can tell me what I should search for. I want to see if I search on LinkedIn now for opportunities. We like to see anybody who has posted an opportunity. So I want to say hiring. Who can tell me any role? Anybody? Content writer, developer. Just echo. You can also mute and say something. I'm listening to you.
Data analyst.
Hiring virtual assistants.
Virtual assistant.
Web development.
All right. I already got one. So I'll say hiring virtual assistant. And of course, LinkedIn has very advanced filters, unlike many other platforms. These platforms are not serious. That's why they don't have advanced filters. I'm joking. For Elon Musk, he's serious. His platform is serious. Okay. This one is someone. One of my connection is hiring a personal virtual assistant. And this was posted 1 day ago, and it is a remote job. Interesting. You can see the details, the requirements. Let's keep on going. Urgent for virtual assistants. I'm urgently looking for an experienced and skilled virtual assistant with strong administrative social media management. Budget of 50K basic plus commission. Okay. Hiring. We are hiring WordPress virtual assistants. 6 days ago. So because of the context of LinkedIn, when people want to hire, they tend to look for it on LinkedIn. They just look for maybe two more. Let me see. React. Why is this thing loading slowly? So this person is looking for a React.js developer, 1.5 to 3 years experience. And there's a Google form there to fill. Hiring senior React developer. Person is hiring React.js developer. And the list goes on and on. If I keep on typing, maybe if I say content writer, or let me see market poster. To be more stars keyword. Hiring content marketer. We are hiring for the role of digital marketing specialist. When was this? Just 1 day ago. I'm hiring, looking for a fantastic marketer 1 day ago. I'm sure this is hiring post as well. Calling all budding content marketers, I'm hiring a work student for our growing global content marketing team at Symvia. Wow. If you're not on LinkedIn, just miss this. But then you're still seeing reels of a good doctor telling you to drink water on Instagram while you miss this. Uh, I've not tried to prepare you, but then I can assure you that I'm very much trying to try my best, and I'll be feeling pain right now if you're not feeling prepared already for this weekend. All right. So because of the context of LinkedIn, when people want to hire, many times the first place that they think about is LinkedIn. And what we just saw is we searching for posts. The truth is that when people want to hire, they don't start by making a post about it. They start by going to LinkedIn, searching for that role they are hiring for, and then filter people's profile. LinkedIn has a platform for HR people where they can type in roles and they'll just see. So you just see people, 10 people view your profile this week. You don't know why they are viewing your profile. No. And you're a very solid content marketer, but your LinkedIn profile does not exist. You check your so there's no experience, no anything. No, but they can't see your work on Twitter. They can't see your work on Instagram. Why? Because Twitter and Instagram was not designed for them to hire people. You don't go to Instagram to say React developer and then try to filter. Instagram does not give them that tool. LinkedIn is the platform for it. It's like you saying, I want to marry a well-behaved person, and then you go to club to choose a wife. Can there be a well-behaved person in the club? Yes. What are your chances of picking a well-behaved person in the club versus at the church, at the mosque, or at a fellowship or a secret cult like the Bridge program, something like that? The chances at the club are way lower, right? In the same way, when a hiring manager wants to hire, he or she recognizes that there are amazing talents on Twitter and on Instagram, But he also realizes that his chances of picking the right talent is better on LinkedIn, because on LinkedIn, I can see their experience, I can see their education, I can see their skill set, I can see their professional story, which is not available to me on Twitter, on Instagram, or on Facebook. Do you understand that? So when the opportunities are happening, the first place that most of the people who own those opportunities search for, after their network, of course, because when I have an opportunity, first person I just check my network. Do I know anybody? I know anybody. Then I ask people in my network, do you know anybody? So the network of my network. After my network and the network of my network, the next place I go to usually is LinkedIn. So if LinkedIn is the place people go to search for those people, and you are not visible on LinkedIn, you are not available on LinkedIn, what exactly are you doing with your professional life? You should be crying right now. Actually, absolutely. Right? So LinkedIn is the place where opportunities are usually shared first. And they are not always in form of a post. They are not always in form of a job post, because LinkedIn also has a dedicated section for jobs. Because this session is not talking about jobs. That's what I'm not talking about. If you go to job session, there's a job session where people post. And the job session is not only for full-time jobs. Gigs are also available on LinkedIn job session. If I search maybe if I search freelance, you probably see that some people post jobs that are actually freelance opportunities. Let's see their results. So freelance product marketer, freelance, but you posted it as a job opportunity. If you're a product marketer and you're not using LinkedIn, you just miss this, right? And then you're actually looking for opportunities and you're waiting for it to come. But then they have been listed here, but you're not just aware. You're not just aware. Right. So something like that. A lot of people actually post freelance opportunities here. But these ones I even see as full-time jobs. Most of them are not full-time jobs. Some of them are contracts. Let me see whether there's a filter for contract. There's no filter for it. Right. So but yeah, something like that. Right. So when you have this full-time, so there are many of them that are like contracts. So LinkedIn is the platform where those opportunities are usually shared. Now, something that I also say is, I think that I joined the session, was it on Thursday, Folake Zion. She was speaking at TEDx Unilag pre-event X live session. Right? And she talked about, shared a story about how recently on LinkedIn, someone just reached out to her and said, I would like you to influence for our brand and stuff. And all that she does is that she's just visible on LinkedIn. She makes posts intermittently from time to time. She just shows up and does the stuff. And in her entire life, she has never thought about maybe wanting to be an influencer. And even with her LinkedIn journey, like all of the stuff that she does, she posts on LinkedIn, the idea for it is not anything close to being an influencer. But someone reaches out to her and says, hi, I would like you to influence this brand or this product. You see, right? So opportunities are living, opportunities are resident on LinkedIn. That's the question. And that's the answer to what I wanted to answer. Why exactly should you use LinkedIn? Why should you set up your LinkedIn profile? Because when people have opportunities in the professional space, many times the first place they come to offer that opportunity or to find the right persons for this opportunity is LinkedIn. So if you are not on LinkedIn, you simply would not be found. Does it make sense? You understand? That's like the second part of this conversation. Did you get the message? I want to get feedback so we can jump into the next part. All right. They are now. I did not just search for it. I saw it like this. They are not looking for mobile developer. They are. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take like 2 questions before I jump onto the next session. So based on things I've said so far, anyone has a question? Just 2, because I don't want the session to be disrupted that much. I'll just take only 2. If you have a question, please quickly use the raise hand feature. I want to have 2 people. That'll be all. And since I'm not seeing any hands up yet, I'll take maybe a comment or a contribution. Maybe just make a comment. When you just said this, or I just to say something small to it. I want this class to be very interactive. So that's why I'm creating this time for session in between the conversation. Anybody? Nobody? That's amazing. I was doing a very bad job. You guys also need to do fast and go. Okay, I see her face. I'll take just one more. Who else? Raise up your hand. You guys are like in traffic in Lagos, so if you open your microphone, just be hearing. Nobody else, really. Uh-uh. Uh, you guys are going to take over this class because me, I cannot be a sense you guys are not, you don't have any question or any comment. Ah, that's nice. I mean, how? Thank you, Aminat. Like I'm always guilt tripping you to raise up your hand. All right, so Hafiz, please you can go first. If it's a question asked, if it's a comment, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much for this wonderful session so far. So I wanted to ask, you said like in our LinkedIn, we should put our professional experiences, we should put our certification, our education and all of that. What if we do not exactly have a professional experience yet? What do we do?
Then you start your professional journey. In fact, that's a very good look at something that Maricinta just said sent to the chat. He said you can also use LinkedIn as an accountability form of growing your career. So you just went to LinkedIn and you check like 15 people's profile. You just realize that oh my they play. Oh, I'm joking. Like you have filled your name, your DP, your bio, studying at the University of that's what is your own top bio. You're about I'm a student, very passionate, I'm doing well in school. Experience, you don't have any single thing to put. You just realize that oh more I've been playing. So now what Maricinta just said, this can now be your cue. Say, what experience can I have now? So that I can have something to fill on my LinkedIn profile. So it becomes the measurement form for you to know what you ought to do. When I check my certifications, there's nothing there. What course can I take so I can have certifications? I check my experience, it's only one. What other experience can I do? Check my volunteering, it's empty. What volunteering opportunities can I take on now? Does it make sense? So at that point, you just start to build it. Does it make sense, Happy?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
Awesome. And thank you very much, Cynthia, for that comment. You see that your comments make a lot of sense. If you are reserving it, I do not know why you're reserving it. But if I can imagine I can read minds and I can see most of you, you actually have comments in your mind that are very, very smart and very insightful, but you're not keeping it to yourself. If I can just read your mind, I will just remove you from the call because you're not trying to lift others. What's your problem? What's your problem? Right? So, okay, so let's take Aminat. This is supposed to be like all of us learning together. So please make your contributions. Please. You're going to help someone. Look at the comments you just made. In fact, it was just on time to help me answer the question that I asked. So, all right, go ahead, Aminat.
Okay, good evening. So I want to just ask if you have multiple niches or you have multiple things that you are doing, how can you be able to use your page to address every single thing? Because more than half of the time I usually just see people with specific niches, like maybe the person is just using the page to promote his or her writing or promote one thing or the other. So how can you effectively push out every single thing you're doing on just that page?
All right, very, very good question. So the way to go about it is like when you tell your profession, I think I was listening to someone today. A person said you can have the person said, I wear a coat of many colors. I do many things. I I preach, I do business, I counsel my couples in marriage, I do this, I do this, I do this. But then when people mention my name, there's one thing I want to resound in their mind. So you can be very effective in many things, but then you want to ask yourself, when people mention my name in a professional space, what is the one thing that I want to come back as response? What I want people to know me as? And he also said something that was very profound. He said that you don't allow more than saying you are very wrong. You are if someone wants to describe you, and the way they were able to describe you is through their own way of putting together the things you do, you are wrong. You should own your narrative. You should be the one that tells people who you are. You should be the one that describes how they should describe you. You should be the author of your own narrative. Right? So when I think about my professional career, and I say, what's the one thing I want people to know me for? I now define it. That's what I usually will put on my LinkedIn profile. So I'm going to get back to this conversation of choosing your narrative, defining how people because that's like a very interesting diversion or deviation, but hasn't answered the question yet. So the question is, what do I want to have multiple? There are two ways to go about it, right? So you could have multiple areas that somehow intersect, or somehow, if I put all of them together in my LinkedIn profile, they just show a beautiful, dynamic professional journey. A good example is maybe I started out as a customer support person at UB. Now I'm a product. I will still add it there, right? And then all of a sudden I realized that and now design. I'm going to add it there as well, right? So professional transition. I can now see when I want to hire you, right? And then they have like confirm it again because I see that my network is glitching.
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. It's not unlikely that I'll get logged out of this conversation, but if I do, I'm going to join. I'm going to join back in right after. It looks like my network is glitching and all. But that's just side notes, right? So that if I'm a hiring manager and I'm comparing two profiles, and I said this person has diverse experiences, I'm going to choose this person over this person more often than not. If those diverse experiences can further contribute to solving the problem I need your services for. For example, I need a designer to design a fintech app. I see two profiles. This one has 10 years of experience. From a graphic designer to a product designer, he has designed many things. Then I see somebody else who was a customer service person at a bank for 3 years, then grew on to become a product manager for 2 years at a fintech. Then after that, now became a product designer, but this time I'm not even at a fintech, maybe at an edtech. Who you choose? Because now me, I want someone to design my app, and the app is a fintech app. Who do you think I'll choose? Yes, this person does not have as much design experience as that other guy. Your design experience is just 3 years. That other guy is 10 years design experience. But you have domain insights into the world of finance and banking that that guy can never dream of. You were a customer support rep, so you understand the complaints of people when their bank app was hanging, when they could not withdraw, when the bank did not give them money, and they were like, if I catch the customer rep, if I catch the bank, I'm coming to the bank, you understand the deepest pain points of the users of fintech solutions. So you can design with much more empathy. So imagine now, you now remove that experience from your profile. You just lost the opportunity. Does it make sense? Does it make sense?
Yes, it does.
Awesome. So that's all like your transition story. And there's the other scenario where maybe I'm a product manager at work and I have like other stuff I've done in the past, where they're all on my LinkedIn profile. And then the other side, maybe I'm a fashion designer. So stuff like fashion designing, if you are taking it as a very, very professional brand, you definitely can put it on LinkedIn. But if you're taking it as a side hustle, most times you don't want to put that on your LinkedIn profile, right? So maybe I make crafts, I make hair, I do photography. Many times you don't want to put that part of the story on LinkedIn, not because it is not worth putting there or it is not a good profession, but because on your LinkedIn profile, you're focused on telling your more professional side of your career journey. And then you can now, the creative side, that's like all of this other stuff, you can now focus on using Instagram to, interact, show your work, get clients and that kind of stuff. So that's the other scenario. I don't know if it makes sense.
Yes.
And and does it answer your question? All right. So
Yes, it does.
awesome.
Thank you.
So let's get back to the core conversation. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm trying to check the comment. I sent of LinkedIn. You can be sharing your learning journey. Exactly. If you guys sent on LinkedIn, you can share your learning journey and activities on LinkedIn. I don't know if I want to take this question. I would not take this question out. There'll be another opportunity to ask questions at the end of the next round. By the way, this session is going to end by um, let's get back to the conversation. So now that I know why I should be on LinkedIn, how exactly do I optimize my LinkedIn profile? A good question, right? So let's look at it. What are the parts of LinkedIn and how do I optimize my LinkedIn profile? So your LinkedIn profile starts from your Okay, just give me a minute. I want this profile to look. It starts from your cover image, right? And when I was having a conversation for this class, Martha suggested something. Some people don't realize that it can be very easy to design your cover image. Look at in my case, I didn't even design anything. I just took two images that looks really good and I put them together. Anybody that's curious clicks on it and see that, oh, these are there first. This guy is put here. Oh, really good. And the reason I actually have these images here is because I'm not exactly looking for job opportunities, right? So I'm not branding myself on LinkedIn to attract job offers as product manager. I'm branding myself on LinkedIn to attract audiences who want to transition in their career. You can see I said here, I'm helping talent to go from 0 to 1 in their career journey. So I wanted that when I make a post that explains how you can do something in your journey and stuff like that, and people check my profile, they find a reason to hear what I have to say. I hope it makes sense. So this is very deliberate. This is very strategic. If I was more of a pro manager guy, maybe I can put something around products or that kind of stuff. There are a lot of other fancy stuffs that people usually put on their profiles in their cover image. So you want to ensure that your LinkedIn profile has a good cover image. And where do you get a cover image from? Very simple. On Canva, just go to Canva and type LinkedIn cover image template and design one from there. Before this one, I think this is the last one I had because I personally learned under Professor Ndubisi Kekwe. And I just wanted people, because then I was still learning, and I wanted people to know that this guy mentored me, right? I was still learning the basics of business and entrepreneurship and stuff. So I thought to myself, all I put on my cover image, so I designed this. So I'll tell you this background story behind this stuff because I know it looks like, oh, this is what this guy put here, but it's the background story to it. So I feel like one of the greatest entrepreneurs like inspires me day on day, his work and things he has said before he died inspires me to relate to Steve Jobs. And the reason why I have this apple is I have this story. I said one day Steve Jobs was sitting somewhere. He picked an apple. He took I can't remember the story. It's been a while I said it. The story is around maybe like building, believing in yourself, aspiring to change the world. Steve Jobs probably says only people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world actually do, right? Steve Jobs is someone that aspires to change the world in many ways, right? And with all of the aspiration and the passion, he took an apple, he took a bite on that apple, and boom, he turned it into a $3 trillion company, which is the Apple logo. So that's what, like I said. So it's just like inspires me. So like, that's why I have this image of him here. Then I'm talking about people that are alive today. Elon Musk is very, very radical in his entrepreneurship journey, and it is somebody that would want to model my entrepreneurship tenacity after. It's going to be Elon Musk, right? So I'm looking up to Elon Musk. So these guys are too far away. I mean, obviously, they just cannot mentor me here. Elon Musk can also not mentor me, right? Because I mean, it's far away. And if you think you can learn a lot from him, you are very wrong. Because he doesn't share all of the failures or all of the intricacies behind the bad days at Tesla. So you still need to have someone that is closer to you and can interpret all of those business successes that you see out there on Twitter and social media, and interpret and break it down to you at your level. And that's the person basically comes in. He runs the best business school in Africa, Techidia Institute. And I was a part of Techidia Mini. I think I took it 3 times or so. At some point, I was also a cohort captain, class captain, and I worked with him directly managing the community at Techidia Mini. So I had direct access to him, and he mentored me a lot. A lot of people respect Professor Nisikikwe in Africa. So if you come to my profile and I'm telling you that, hey, Professor DBC mentors me, then you should probably be able to tell that this guy has something to say, right? And that's the point of this. And then, of course, when it comes to entrepreneurship, I look forward to all of the content and teachings that Y Combinator put out there. I try to model my startups after the teachings and advice of Y Combinator. So that's why I have it here. So if you come here and you look at this, even if you don't know this backstory I just explained to you, you can tell that this guy is just something around entrepreneurship. And I was not exactly looking for a job. I've been jobless for a very, very long time, guys. When I was supposed to be looking for a job, branding my LinkedIn profile to get a job, this is what I was branding my profile like. And but yeah, you see, very, very simple. Just take an image, put it here. See, very, very simple. So this is how you can make a cover image for yourself. If you don't have a cover image for yourself on LinkedIn, you are very wrong. And now with the two profile cover images I just showed you, you can see that they were very intentional and they told a story. You don't just put random images in your cover image. Tell a story about your professional journey with your cover image. Does it make sense? Anybody? Oh my God, didn't I just realize that I was sharing the wrong screen? All right, but I'm going to just share that with you very quickly. Um, can you guys hear me? Can someone respond? Because I'm not on
Yes.
the.
Yes, yes, you
Google Meet
can.
screen.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Did not realize that you guys are not.
I don't know if I'm the only person that's okay. That's someone hearing Ariza anymore.
Okay, everyone. So Arinze will be back shortly, and I just want us to write out what we've learned. I know we've been writing, we've been writing, and it's been a lot that Arinze has been sharing with us. But so far, what are the things that stood out for you? Let me see your comments in the chat section. Let me see. Let us see. Let's have it. Let's have it. Let's have it. All right. Okay. I'm not seeing your new comments. Wait. I hope you all are not sleeping. I mean, okay, you spoke about so many things. You spoke about so many things. And Clinton Kelvin, okay, it's a beautiful thing that you're not sleeping. I like that. Okay, thank you for responding. Yeah, active. Thank you. Okay, so what stood out for you? I don't want to say anything about what Arinze said, but what stood out for you guys? You know, as he was talking, did you go to check your LinkedIn profile, to check your account to see if there's something missing, if there's something that you need to do better, you know? Yes, the cover photo having a story. That's nice. That's nice. Talk about taking action. Ade, wait, Adeyanju Popson. I love the fact that you are taking action already. Yes, you have to be the one to create the narrative of you. Yes. And then Charles, yes, LinkedIn is a social media app for professional development. Yes. Beautiful, Nelson Precious. I love that. I love that. I love that. Yes. Yes. LinkedIn can be used to track your professional journey. Can be used to track your professional journey even before an actual experience. There are people who do this. I didn't do this while in the university. I wish I had done that, but if you're in the university, you can do this. If you there's a particular pattern you want to follow after university, you can start putting content about it. If you volunteer, even during your internship, you can write about it, write what you learned, write the different things you did while doing your internship. That's if you are still a student. Okay. So by so doing, you are putting yourself out there, and people who will need, let's say, volunteers or interns after graduation, they won't hesitate to pick you. Why? Because they have seen your track record. They have seen your track record, even without professional experience. They've seen that, yes, you've been busy making impacts one way or the other. Okay. So, what else? What else did we learn? What else did we learn? And there's something that most people need to deal with, which is imposter syndrome, feeling that, oh, if I post this thing, am I not saying too much about myself? I'm really not up to what I'm saying that I am. No, I say that I'm this, but I don't think I really am this person. I don't think I'm up to this level yet. I'm still below that point. Nah, you have to get rid of imposter syndrome if you need to succeed, or if you need to really, really stay consistent on LinkedIn. Yes, let me even talk about consistency. Now, consistency is something that people find it difficult to build on LinkedIn. Some people can just open their LinkedIn page and then post for 1 month. After that, they are off, or post for 1 week. After that, they are off. It takes a lot of courage. Yes, I'll use that word, courage, and accountability. Yes, for you to be able to stay there and post. There are people that personally they take it upon themselves to post every day, 365 days in a year. Why? They've told themselves that this year I'm going to stay visible on LinkedIn, I'm going to grow my network, and I'm going to be relevant on LinkedIn. All right. So consistency is something that we shouldn't play with. If we really want the results that we desire, if we really want the results that we wish to see in our career, consistency is something that we have to uphold. Okay, we have to practice. That's why the schedule feature is something that we need to appreciate the creators, the owners of LinkedIn for. You can just schedule your posts, like the one for October. You can just schedule it. Okay, if you want to be posting twice a week, just write the post, and then have pictures for them, either your picture or just a simple picture from Canva that you edited to your taste. Then schedule it, whether you are busy or not, provided you're online. Definitely your post will be out. And if you've networked with people early enough, if you network with people very well, they'll engage your posts. Okay, that's another thing. Networking with people. When you send people friend requests or connection requests rather, and they accept, you can just send them a message. Hi, it's nice connecting with you. How are you doing? Whether they respond or they don't respond, at least you've established the first point of networking. Okay, you've made yourself known to them. That's actually what I do. Once I connect with people that I don't know before, I check their profile, and that's another thing. Don't just connect with people because of what you think they will do for you. That's a parasitic attitude. You have a parasitic personality if you do that. Connect with people because you want to network. Not that you check their profile and see that they have only 500 followers or they don't even have experience. And you'll be like, I beg, you refuse the request and say, what does this one have to offer me? I know you have a goal to get hired, but there's nothing wrong with building friendships with people. Okay? I really hope you understand.
All
Or what
right.
have I been talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, welcome back, Arinze. Yes. So over to you.
I'm very sorry. Like I mentioned earlier, my network had been giving me signals and finally let me off. But can you confirm you can hear me fine now? Mata. All right, awesome. So let's get to the conclusive parts of this conversation. So yeah, this conversation, just so I can understand where I'm coming from, has focused more on helping you realize that I don't think there's anybody who wants to use LinkedIn that will not figure it out. I feel like the lectures on how to use LinkedIn is all over the place. The problem is you finding enough reason to start. And that's what I've focused this conversation on. The reason why you should actually get started on fixing up your LinkedIn, starting from the profile down to your visibility and how that helps you attract gigs. We've talked about how that LinkedIn is the place where when people have opportunities, they bring it there first. So when you're talking about gigs and hyping gigs, if you're not visible or available at all on LinkedIn, it just means that many gigs are just passing you by. That's the reason why you need to set up on LinkedIn, right? So this conversation is not focused more on the how to, even though we are doing that right now, like in a very paraphrased manner. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, I think I'm sharing my screen. You can help me confirm that you can see my screen. So just get back to it, right? Oh, this page is not loading. Right. So we talked about the cover image, your display picture, your name, your bio. You also want to build your connection count in a way. I know this is very funny, but I was watching a YouTuber today and he said he doesn't know why people rate people based on how many followers they have. But now that he when he like by the time he finally grew from I don't know how many followers and subscribers to 40,000 subscribers, he knowing the amount of work it took him to get to that point, he realizes that the people that actually have this number of subscribers above, they probably have put in the work. So many times it doesn't sound fair, but people judge you by your follower count and connection count. But we have to get connection. I'm very sorry. If they pass you by, please just understand why. Yeah, they should not judge you by your follower count or connection count. But if you were doing something right on LinkedIn, your connection count will be less than 500. It's less than 500, sorry. But yeah, this actually adds to your profile as much as it feels insignificant. I want you to be aware of that. Then there's your about section. Your about section should tell a story about the services you offer. You want to be very, very descriptive. Before this one, I had one that was very, very long. So please don't copy me. That's I didn't want to do on this session. Maybe I'll just use Ocherite profile whenever it loads. I don't need it to load, but let's try using it. So there's your about section. You want to fill in your about section properly. And after your about section, you have your experience. There's the activities. People check your activities a lot. Like employers, they come here, they check your post, they try to see what you have said in the last 2 weeks. You think it's insignificant. Many of you don't see and you don't post anything, but you know what you do? You go and like things. Do you know that when people check your activity on LinkedIn, they see the things you've liked in the past and things you've commented on. So please be careful when you're liking and commenting on stuff. If you're someone in the tech space, like and comment on things around tech. When people check your profile, they can say, this person has been following things in the tech space, so he must be up to date. When they check your profile like this, they go to comments and then they see stuff, right? They see your activities overall and they see things you have liked, right? So you want to do that strategically and deliberately. So fill up your profile activity section with the right kind of content, interact with the right kind of people, right? And let people who want to give you opportunities trust you better with those opportunities that they want to give to you. My network is really messing this up. Let me just confirm if you can hear me. Can anybody hear me? Can you say something if you can hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, because I'm just seeing white everywhere. Like, I everywhere white. All right, so I'm just going to take the other part. So yeah, your experience session, right? You want to put in as much experiences that relates to your professional story as possible. So I see a lot of people, you have done a lot of things, but you don't include it. And I'm just wondering why. Like you are stingy with telling people where you have worked or where you work is a secret. Is it a secret course? You have an experience that's valuable that adds to your professional narrative and you're not adding it. That's like very, very wrong, right? And then, of course, when you add your experience, you just want to write descriptive stuff about what you did there, right? For example, here I was as product manager. What did I do? Oh, led user research, design of product to help Africa accelerate stuff, defining product roadmap and stuff. And yeah, the way I wrote mine is quite different because I'm not looking for a job. I just felt free to narrate a story. But if you're looking for a job, you want to show it in metric format, right? Oh, increase this stuff by so this and let this outcome, right? I think you must have seen all this stuff during CV writing classes. We're not doing CV writing here. This is not a job bootcamp, right? But yeah, please put your experiences and then put in bullet points that describes what you did in that role. Many times when I was trying to look for React devs that were just higher, I checked the experience and I check. Have they worked on AWS before? Do you know how to use AWS? And where I'm going to do is from your bullet points, right? So if you don't have the right bullet points, I'm like, maybe this person has not done it before. Then your education is not just the school you went to. If you have any notable online institutions that you have learned from, you can also note it there, right? So for me, I think like my profile is mostly selling to investors, right? So beyond I'm attending University of Lagos and studying applied computational mathematics there. I studied that. I learned business at Techia Institute. I completed Y Combinator Startup School cohort in 2022. I completed a data science course as far back as 2020 data science. I'm technical, right? So those things add to your professional story. So think of yourself, what are the things that when my potential clients see about me, they are likely to give me the opportunity over my counterpart? Your LinkedIn profile is a big part of you closing deals, and you need to fill it up properly. They want to give someone a job for virtual assistant. Has he even taken any class on virtual assistants? I think I had that interaction recently, and for every time I saw a potential candidate that's done virtual assistance course, I had more liking for that person than the person that has not. Right? So, like, it's just natural. If you have learned it, you probably can deliver the job better. If you have learned stuff around it, please fill it up, check my certifications. And there's a point where I was only focused on certification, but then eventually I was like, I'm looking for a job. Let me stop this thing. I focus on learning without necessarily trying to pilot a skill. But there was a time I was obsessed about this stuff. Did content marketing as a data science guy, email marketing as a data science guy, so like as 2020. And a lot of them are on my LinkedIn profile. You can see plenty of certifications I took. Data science, this 2019, right? Like many stuff really. Right. So if you come here, you would not, if you wanted to give me a job and you checked my profile, you will not feel like, is this guy an imposter? You will not feel that way because I've taken my time to build my profile in a way that tells my story. In fact, the current version of my profile does not even tell the full story because I'm not trying to look for a job. If I was, oh my God, if I was competing with you in the job market, you bet you see a bigger profile than this, right? Right. So, and that's on the profile side. The other side is the visibility. Like I said, when people check your profile, they check your activity sessions, and the amount of times you have posted will be visible to them. They can see the kind of things you talk about, right? So, they say out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. If you know how to do your stuff in your field, when you post, we can tell. Right? But if you don't have anything to say, I can assume that you either know it or don't know it, and I'm not sure. But this person has been saying things about software engineering for the last 1 year consistently. Bet I want to give you my gig. Right? If this have been saying something about product design consistently for the last 2 years, you can bet I want to give my. This have been saying stuff about community management for the last 1 year consistently every week. I know that this person knows what he's doing. And if I thought he doesn't know that much, the things he has said in the last 1 year, he has been learning from those things he has been saying. So your visibility counts on two fronts. Number one, the things you say, the things you post on LinkedIn is a part of your profile. But many people don't realize that. Then on the second part, when you make a post, people see it. Right? There are over 1 billion people on LinkedIn, and then LinkedIn algorithm has a way of taking your post and showing it to people. So if you post about that service that you offer very frequently, at some point, people are going to call you and say, please, I would like your service. Right now, if I think of someone that will train people in content marketing, I'm going to think of Oche. If I can think of someone that will train people in how to do LinkedIn, I'm going to think of Hamawogo. Why? These guys are very consistent and visible about your LinkedIn to the extent that when I think of giving other opportunities, they are the first person that come to mind. So your goal and your assignment when it comes to visibility is to claim mind share. You must think of your freelance practice as a business. And when people want to give out that gig, when you want to give out that contract, why would they think of me? Am I in their mind? If you are not in their mind enough, you are wrong. So you need to make posts consistent. That's why I make posts. Write posts about the things you have learned. Write posts about this session. Oh, I was in this session to learn how to serve my clients better. Attend the how to get high paying Gigs Bootcamp. So I can learn how to serve my clients better. These are some things I learned. And these are how I'm going to apply to the clients that I'm going to serve when they come to me. As simple as that kind of post looks like, somebody can come and give you a contract because of that. I don't it make sense, right? So visibility is very important. And like Mata was saying, like there are tools that helps you do it better. You can wake up in the morning on this. You can wake up in the morning on a Saturday and just schedule like 3 hours. I'm going to make out all the posts I'm going to post next week. Write all of them out and then schedule them on LinkedIn. 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m., 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m. Schedule the post for the week. Maybe 3 posts a week, 5 posts a week. Whichever cadence you want to use in your own posting, just schedule it accordingly, right? And then that week you don't exactly have to think of what to write anymore. You need to just do that when your post is out, you go there, you make a comment, reply to comments rather, and then when you see other people that's posted inside stuff in your space, you go there and also comment on their posts, right? So the two key parts of using LinkedIn, optimizing your the LinkedIn platform to attract gigs is building your profile. Your building your profile starts from your cover image down to your volunteering experiences, your skills, your projects, experiences, everything counts in your profile. But beyond those things on your profile, the content you have posted, how visible you are is also a part of your profile. How visible you are will show in your follower count, in your connection count, and it also show in your activity history, right? And that is on the profile side of LinkedIn. Then on the visibility side, the more you show up, the more you are in the faces of your potential clients, the more you claim mind share, the more you claim opportunities on LinkedIn. We have already established that people that have opportunities, they come to LinkedIn. The question is, will they choose you? out of the 1 billion other professionals on LinkedIn, will they choose you? And that's, my dear colleagues, brings us to the end of my conversation today. Thank you. So I'm going to take, I think, just 2 questions or 3 questions, and then that's going to wrap up today's class. I hope that you learned a lot, because I just took my time to do more explanation than. Um, so, yeah, please, if you have questions, please feel free to ask. I think just 3 questions so that we can uh, end the session on time. No questions? Again? I'll call names. I can see your names. I'm scrolling through it right now. Oh, my mouse is hot. Please, if you have questions, please use the raise hand feature, or you can just unmute and ask questions. Let's take questions then. No question? Anyone? Okay, I have a DME. Any other person? DME, go ahead. I'll wait for other people.
Good evening, everyone. So,
Good
my
evening.
question is, I've actually been trying to figure out the relationship between LinkedIn and online portfolios because I've been working, and let me say I've been learning and developing more about when it comes to this app development, web development, and there used to be all this emphasis about having online portfolios, and I've been focusing, paying more attention to that. So I'm trying to really see and let me know how it all relates and connects together. Does it
All right.
mean LinkedIn is another form of uh, platform that I can showcase my work, or it's just more about the experiences alone, and or maybe just shares insight about just the journey? So I would really
All
like
right.
you to
Very good question.
just share more
Very good
light
question.
about that. Thank you.
So yeah, when it comes to LinkedIn and your portfolio, they are not like this or that. It's not a this or that scenario. It's supposed to be this and this. As a matter of fact, when you share your portfolio, the link to your portfolio website with people, most times on your portfolio website, somewhere on your socials, they're going to still add a link to your LinkedIn profile, a link to your GitHub, and stuff like that. So it's not a scenario of this or that, right? It is this plus this plus this. It's like saying, because I have a CV, I don't need a LinkedIn profile. Or because I have a LinkedIn profile, I don't need a CV or resume when I'm applying for a job. You realize that you're wrong, right? So in the same way, when it comes to portfolio, your LinkedIn shows your professional story, right? Starting from who you are, your facials. I can see your picture. I can see like how you describe yourself. I can see the kind of content you have interacted with. I can see the kind of contents that you post, right? Then I can also see your experiences in detail, right? Of course, people think that your profile is all about your experience. It's not only about experiences, although your experience makes up a key part of your profile, right? So I can see experiences, and many times people also put in links to some of their projects. There's a project section on LinkedIn, so people put it there, right? But not many people use that, right? So you need to have a LinkedIn profile and then still have your portfolio website. Your portfolio website as a second tool now focuses more on your projects, the projects that you have worked on. You've been able to see your project and also see the services that you can offer and all. But they are not, it's not a this or that scenario. It's more of this plus that. I hope that answers the question. So anybody else have a question? Take me one more. Two. If there's up to two. Nobody else? All right, so I'm going to assume I did a great job, and you guys understood every part of this conversation. So yeah, that brings us to the end of today's session on optimizing your LinkedIn profile to attract gigs. What did you learn from the session? Maybe one bullet point that's that for you from the session. You can just share that in the chat while I share what the expectation for tomorrow's session would be like. Tomorrow's session is also going to start by 7 p.m. Please share what you learned and maybe one bullet point or something like that on the chat. I'm looking for say. Right. So this session is going to start by 7 p.m. as well. Please invite people to join the session so that they can learn. Instead, we rise by lifting others. So go ahead and lift someone up. So this session is talk about building portfolio websites. So if you're a developer, you're a designer, content marketer, How do I build my own portfolio website? What tools are available for me? Why do I need a portfolio website at all? Those questions are going to be discussed tomorrow, right? And the instructor for tomorrow's session is Amarachi Wavy. She's like a Prima expert. She knows how to use the cooking portfolio website. She's built like websites over and over and over again. She's a product designer, right? So a lot of awesome stuff they are going to learn from tomorrow's session. There's also going to be assignments. Assignments are going to be communicated to you via the group chat. So pay attention. We'll likely also send out mails.
Sorry, please, I have a question.
Okay, just hold on. I'm going to get it. Right. So there's going to be assignment. I think that number one assignment we're going to work on is optimizing your LinkedIn profile. So we're probably going to send out videos that shows you more step-by-step approach to optimizing your LinkedIn profile. We'll ask you to optimize your LinkedIn profile and then send us a link to your optimized LinkedIn profile. We're going to make comments for you based on the optimization you have done on your LinkedIn profile, right? So that's going to be the first assignment. Then the other assignment is going to be around making a LinkedIn post, right? We're going to be like in like a visibility challenge, sort of where we make posts. The post doesn't have to be about this exam. It can be about the service that you offer. At least 5 posts, right? Talk about the services that you offer, services that you want to attract gigs on, right? During the course of this bootcamp. When that assignment is also live, it will be communicated to you via the group chat and likely via mail as well, right? So, but look forward to those two assignments, right? All right, so let me take this question from Mr. Olua. Please go ahead.
Sorry, please, is there a recording for this class? Because I actually joined it.
No recording for you because you joined me.
No,
Martha, please
I
close
just
your name so I will not send out the recording.
please, I just received an email for the class, so I don't know.
That was a joke. Yeah, there's a recording. Session is a recording. You'll
Okay,
get
thank you.
the link to recording. All right. So, any other person? Any other comments maybe about the bootcamp generally before we close the session? Any other comment? All right. So that brings us to the end of the one session. Thank you all for attending, and we look forward to seeing you live in day two. Right? Have a great evening, all of you. Please cook good food and eat. Someone that's eating good food that can apply for gigs and deliver the gigs when they come in. So please ensure that you go and eat good food this night, right? Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Same time, link will be shared in the platform. And we have friends that should be part of the bootcamp. We'll share the WhatsApp link so you can share to people so they can join the class. Right? Awesome. See you. Bye, boy.